So you are thinking about getting into the sterile processing field, and you're thinking like, is this field for me or is it not for me? So I like to tell people before you even study, before you even think about getting into this field, do a lot of research. And it's telling me that you guys are doing your research because you are watching my videos. Anybody that's watching my videos, they are trying to get into the field, or they are already in the field and they just want more education on how to make themselves more marketable or how to move up in this field. Now, the one thing that I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all are trying to get in this field, if you are lazy, do not, I repeat, do not get into this field, because it's going to be a lot of walking. It's going to be a lot of bending, lifting heavy trays that's 25 pounds. If you are a type of person who just do not like to work, don't do it to yourself, because you're going to get into this field and you're going to be like, oh, I just thought it was just going to be this easy surgical job processing. It's hard. It's hard work. Sterile processing is hard work. You have to be attention to detail. You have to be very meticulous with things, okay? You have to follow instructions to a T, the IFU. If you are a type of person who don't like to do these things, this is not the field for you. And a lot of people get into the field and they're like, oh, this is not for me. But did you take the time to do your research before getting into this field? Even though there is a healthcare position, you still need to do your research. Just think about, like, can I do this job? This need to be the first thing you say. Can I do this job? Do I have any restrictions? Am I going to be able to excel and perform well in this job? When I think about, like, when I first got into this field, I was thinking, like, can I do this job? Can I excel in it? Like, can I really see myself getting into this field and going to the next level? A lot of times we get into positions and we get into fields and you just like, oh, I'm just going to do it for a little bit. Don't do that. Waste your time and your money getting to the field and you don't plan on staying. My scarf on, it's the weekend. I'm chilling, relaxing, y'all. But I wanted to come get this video out just for the people who's thinking about getting into sterile processing. Do your research. That's why I make videos, so you guys can see the inside scoop of what goes on in sterile processing. And when I come on here and I say like drama and all this stuff, it's me informing you of how the field is. You know what I'm saying? It's me telling you. Nobody's on here giving you guys the real deal about sterile processing. And that's why I do it. I want you guys to know what you're getting yourself into. If you are thinking about getting to the sterile processing field, you guys, I have created a ebook. The ebook is only $10. I repeat, $10, very affordable. And this ebook is going to tell you step by step of how to become a certified sterile processing technician. I have been getting like so many messages, so many comments asking me, what do I need to do? What steps do I need to take? Even though I have videos on them, people are still asking for like something that they can obtain, okay? So I have made a ebook for all the ones that's asking me, can I do an ebook? I want to see y'all purchasing this ebook because y'all been asking for it. But I put the ebook, I'm going to put the link in the description so you guys can get the ebook for the ones that's planning on getting into the sterile processing field and you don't know how. This is going to tell you step by step of how to become certified. And I put some little pointers in there to how to get a job, okay? So if you are trying to get a job in sterile processing or you trying to learn how to become certified, this ebook is for you. Back to what I was saying. If you lazy, don't get into this field. Because when I tell you, we want people who's going to work. For me, as being lead, We want somebody that's going to work. We want somebody that don't mind doing. We want people that comes in and just take off. Like you doing everything you got to do. You showing up to work. You getting a washer. You getting a sterilizer. You getting stuff and we don't even have to ask you to get. This is what makes you stand apart and be a great worker. You actually working hard. People just think like, oh, it's going to be a little walking. You may be walking. If you are at a hospital where you got to go up and down, you're going to be walking. If you have to pick up clinic stuff, you're going to be walking. So don't expect to get into this field. And yes, you see that we can sit down, but you're not going to be sitting down that much unless you work night shift. Now, during the day, the phone is ringing. You going here, you going that, you sending the OR stuff. You're going to be working for your coins, okay? But I love it because you get to stay busy. If you stay busy, by time you know it, it's time to go home. When I first got into the sterile processing field, I was really questioning it. And I'm just like, I'm coming from a social work background. Is this field for me? Like just learning everything. I started off, it was kind of a little overwhelming because I had no medical terminology, no nothing. So it was kind of a little hard, like starting off, learning all the instruments. But you know what I did, y'all? I asked questions. I asked millions of questions. It's this older lady that was at my other job. And when I tell you every little thing, I asked her questions about. When you come into the sterile processing field, other staff want you to ask questions, okay? Because I feel like if you're not asking questions, you just winging it. And in sterile processing, everybody knows you cannot just wing something. Because one mistake can be very detrimental to the client, to the patient, okay? So we want for people to ask questions. But if like you come home and you practice, you're going to get it. So that's the same thing that you need to be doing when you leave from your job. Come home, have your flashcards on the instruments. So then when you get back to work, you know your stuff. It's not going to take you that long to learn your instruments if you already been studying. And that's if you didn't take like the SPS course or whatever. That's if you didn't take the sterile processing course where you learn the instrumentation. I started the sterile processing. It was only but a little bit of people in our department. A department was currently like going through this huge change. It literally was only, 4 people, including me. So at that time, y'all, it was crazy. So I was second guessing it because at the time we had a manager, wasn't really good, you know. I think she really didn't want to be in the field as well. So it was stressful for me. And I really was questioning like if this was for me. And I had to realize it's like, it's going to get better. And I kept telling myself, it's going to get better, Brianna. It's going to get better. And I'm so glad I stuck in there because if I would have quit and I would have gave up, not only that would have looked bad on my resume when I tried to apply for other sterile processing jobs, but I wouldn't be where I am today. Like, the advice that I can give you is just like, just stick with it. You might just be starting off and the hospital you are at is trash, okay? Or the hospital that you're trying to get in, it may be trash, but guess what? Stay there, gain your experience so you can go somewhere else. Hang in there. Hang in there. And I kept telling myself, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. A little bit down the line, we start hiring people. Y'all, when I tell you I was in decon like 2 to 3 times a week because it was so short staffed, I wanted to quit, okay? I wanted to quit, but I stood in there and I hung it out. And like, I'm a good worker. I'm a hard worker and I don't mind. And when I see something that somebody needs help, that's me. That's the type of person I am. And I just feel like if you're not a team player, if you don't work well in the team, sterile processing is not the job for you. because you got to be able to help your counterparts. They might not even want to help you, okay? But you show up as a bigger person and you help them out. If they in decon, they need help. If they in case cards, they need help. These things get looked at from management. They see you doing this. They see you busting your tail. When it's time for that raise to get that your money, they should have no problem with giving you what you deserve. This video is real short. I'm about to go watch a movie. But I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys, make sure this field is for you before you do all your training. You take the program, you apply for jobs. Look at all my videos. All my videos, okay? And you're going to see. You're going to be able to see. When you look at my videos, think about, can this be me? Try to picture yourself like, can I see myself doing this? Can I see myself like being here? And I'm not going to say for a while, because when people get into sterile processing, they move up the ladder. They go to surgical techs. They go to be nurses. So I always tell people, like, when you get into this field, don't just be stagnant. You can really grow in this field. You can really be an educator, you know, be a lead, be a supervisor. You really can grow in this field. I just feel like people really just shortchange themselves when they get in the field and they just be content. Not saying that there's nothing wrong if that's what you want to do. I know a lot of people come in like their older years, and if that's what you want to do, get in a position and just sit there and be comfortable until you retire. Go ahead. But for my young folks, you have what, 20, 30 years down the line until you retire. Get in here, accelerate, and get that money. You know what I'm saying? Get into these positions where you can set your family up for success. But y'all, that is it for my video. I hope this video really, really helps somebody. And like I said before, click the link in my description and go purchase that ebook. Y'all want to become certified, right? Get that ebook and let's get this money, okay? But as always, be blessed, be kind. Peace out. Breathe the Diva is signing out. Bye.